Do you think it's safe for a child to be scrolling through their Instagram page, Facebook page, Snapchat, Twitter, etc.? It's a really big importance for kids under the age of 13 not to have any social media content. Kids should be going to school to learn, to focus on what they're supposed to be learning, doing what's expected of them, and what their parents think is the absolute best for them to do. According to Valkenburg and Piotrowski, in the 1990s, children and teens have spent on average 4 hours a day with media. These estimates have now skyrocketed of 6 hours for children, page 1. In paragraph 5, Tom Boken argues that their immersion in a virtual reality may cause these children to experience delay in their emotional and social development. Bad effects of social media on teens and kids, section paragraph 3. It's important for kids under the age of 13 not to have any social media content because it could affect their lives socially for the future. I will begin by talking about the addiction that occurs within social media for young children. I will then talk about children connecting with online predators, which is a problem, and then I will discuss the online bullying that occurs. Usually when a child is on their phone at a restaurant/diner, in class, constantly on it while visiting another family member or friend, it typically means that they've become addicted and their parents haven't made clear-cut phone rules. They haven't restricted their phone time at certain times where they should. Now, depending on the child, it's likely that the child is not going to obey or listen. Like when the parent says, "Put your phone away," it's not the time to have it out right now. It's not appropriate. Sometimes teaching the child a lesson by taking their phone away is what's best for them. Moreno and Cole both state one study found that 20% of youth ages 8 to 10 used an SNS daily, page 602. I have now talked about the addiction that occurs within social media. I will now talk about the problems of young children connecting with online predators. Children should be aware that there is some serious creeps on the internet. Any old person or whatever age they are could follow randomly any child or anyone, and all it takes is for that child to follow or add back in order for that older person to start having a sexual conversation with them. It's important they don't do this because serious things could happen, not only kidnapped, but they could start building like a relationship with them just online by saying stuff that may influence the child to feel uncomfortable. Also, it's a good idea for a child not to include any personal information on their social media pages, such as their age, where they live, their phone number, email, etc. According to Mitchell, Jones, Finkelhor, and Woloch, however, larger proportions of youth reported being exposed to pornography they did not want to see and were being harassed online, page 1. I have now talked about the problems with children connecting with online predators. I will now talk about the online bullying that occurs. Online bullying is something that happens very often. Any other child could start saying mean things to a child and start harassing them because they've been bullied in their lifetimes and or just decides to not be a nice person. This usually happens a lot, and sometimes it's being done to the point where the child feels like they want to commit suicide, which is a serious matter in this world right now. Or the child could get involved with the bullying if that child or another person, older, younger, starts harassing someone else. This child could get involved and start becoming a part of their little clique and start saying things to them for no reason at all. Weeks states, it's an issue Robin's son has had to deal with and has affected nearly 1/5 of Canadian children under 13, the survey indicated. 1 in 5 kids bullied on internet, section line 15. To wrap this up, it would be a much better lifestyle for kids under this age to not have any social media, because serious matters could happen, and it just doesn't seem appropriate for them to do so. They should go to school, learn, do everything that they're supposed to be doing.